Hey everyone, it's me again, Kiana, and welcome back to my channel. As you guys can see from the title of this video, we are going to be talking about all of the books I read in the month of December. I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I read 9 books in the month of December, which is the most I have ever read in, I think, a very, very long time. I was quarantined for 10 days, so I think that attributes to me reading like 4 or 5 of them, but still. So I have 8 physically here, and then I do not own 1, so we're going to talk about that first. So let's just hop right into this video. The first book I read in the month of December is Ghost in LA Volume 3. I'll try to insert a photo here. I always forget this girl's name, but I absolutely love this series. So this is about a girl, I'll insert her name, and she moved to LA to go to college with her boyfriend. As soon as she gets to LA, they break up because her boyfriend finds out. He doesn't find out, but he comes to terms with the fact that he is gay and that he has been leading her on the entire time, and he doesn't want to do that anymore. So they break up, and she tries to find her own. She gets very upset. She walks away, and she ends up stumbling into what she thinks is an abandoned mansion, but it is a mansion full of ghosts. Because she doesn't get along with her roommate, she begs these ghosts to take her in, and they do, and she ends up running errands for them. In this volume, she is trying to help some of them try to move on. They're sick of being ghosts. They've been ghosts for like 40 to 80 years, and they want to move on. They want to find peace, but something goes wrong. I absolutely love this. I gave this, I believe, a 4 out of 5 stars, and I hope that this author comes out with more books. The second book I read in the month of December was This Coven Won't Break by Isabella Stern. This is the second and final book in the This Coven Won't Break duology, and I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. I absolutely love this. So because it is the second book, I will only talk about the first book. In the first book, we meet a girl named Hannah Walsh, and she is an elemental witch, which means the only like power she has is working with fire, air, water, and earth. She believes someone is after the witches in her town. She lives in Salem, Massachusetts. She believes someone is after them, and because of how young she is in her coven, no one takes her seriously, but it turns out to be true. A witch hunter has come back and is hunting the witches, and Hannah is doing everything in her power to try to make her coven believe her, to make the other covens aware that, you know, hey, someone is after us. We need to start preparing. I absolutely love the first book. This book, oh my god, so spoilers ahead, please skip ahead until this book is out of my hands. In this book, Hannah is now in charge of rounding up all the other witches to try to get them to take down the witch hunters, and it just takes so much emotionally on her because the witch hunters killed her father. They burned down the only home she ever knew in the first book, and it just... Oh, I love seeing Hannah grow up. I loved her coming to terms with everything that she has done. She's like, yes, I did this. I recognize I did this. I recognize what I did was wrong. I need to make everything right. I feel like this falls on me. Absolutely love this book. Gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. And I cannot wait to read her newest book. And because it was December, I wanted to try to read Christmas romances, and I did. I read 3. The first one I read is All I Want for Christmas by Wendy Lagoa, and we follow a girl named Bailey, and she is counting down the days to Christmas. She lives for holiday music, baking cookies, going on snowy sleigh rides, and wearing her light-up reindeer ears at the bookstore that she works at. So in this one, we follow, as I said, Bailey, and she is stuck between 2 guys. Charlie, who is a British dude who, you know, is everything she has ever wanted in her dreams, and a guy named Jacob who she has been to school with all her life. Let's just look at the cover. That's so Christmassy. And she goes on dates with both of them. She goes back and forth between them, trying to figure out who's the one she wants to be with. And spoilers, but at the end, when we find out that Charlie is her Christmas angel, that thing made it so much better. I wish that they make this into like a free-form Christmas movie, because I absolutely love this. I give this a 4 out of 5 stars. I deducted a star because Bailey kind of annoyed me because she wanted the perfect Christmas like romance, and girl, that doesn't happen sometimes. So she was kind of naive, but I really did enjoy this, and like I said, I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, and I will be rereading it in December when Christmas comes around again. I then read Snow and Love, which is 4 stories by Melissa De La Cruz, Nick Stone, Amy Freeman, and Casey West. So the first one is by Casey West. It is called Snow Mistletoe, and we follow a girl named Emile, and she is trying to get home to California from Italy, where she was studying abroad, and it gets delayed because she had a layover in Denver, and so she ends up going on a road trip with her, old classmates to try to go back home. Absolutely loved that. Gave that one 5 out of 5 stars. The second one is by Amy Friedman, and it is a Hanukkah romance, and we follow a girl named Tara, and she wants to buy this best dress ever, and she wants to buy her friend the best Hanukkah gift ever. So she ends up working at what would be like a Macy's in the holiday section, and she falls for the son of the guy who owns it, and she thinks that he likes him. They kiss. She ends up falling for someone else. I really didn't like that one a lot, because to me personally, if you don't believe in one holiday but you want to work for that holiday to get money, like, it didn't seem right to me. So that one I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. The next one was by Melissa De La Cruz, and in that one we follow a girl named Brendan. I think that's her name. No, Kelsey. So we follow a girl named Kelsey, and she lives in a very poor town. Her family is poor. She has accepted it, but she has somehow miraculously become friends with a rich girl, and it reminded me a lot of I think it's like Twice Upon a Christmas by Twice Upon a Christmas with Mickey Mouse. Shh, Blondie. Shh. Twice Upon a Christmas, and the girl ends up selling this like a priceless dress to get her boyfriend this like motorcycle jacket that he wants, and he ends up selling his bike to get her the shoes that she wants, and it was absolutely adorable. The last one is Grounded by Nick Stone, and I'm trying to remember the girl's name because I read this like in the beginning of the year. So we follow a girl named Lay, and she is grounded because of the snow as well, so like the first one, but she is stuck in the airport with who used to be her childhood best friend before she realized she liked girls, and she was never able to properly like handle those feelings, and it was adorable. I gave that one a 4 out of 5 stars. So altogether this was a 4 out of 5 stars because I added it up, divided it. Math skills, I don't have any, but absolutely enjoyed this. I don't know if I would do a reread of this, but I'm very happy I finally can check this off my DVR. I'm recording! The next book I read is A Fairy Tale Volume 9 by Hiro Mishima. This I've been reading forever. So in this one, Fairy Guild is still fighting the other guild, but Lucy ends up going back to her family. She ends up running away. She's like, let me just end this, and end up going back to my father. Her father is a very powerful, masterminded asshole. In all honesty, like, her father was a dick. So when she ends up going back and sacrificing herself, everyone is really sad, but Lucy ends up coming back. She ends up telling her father, like, you need to stop this because I will come back 10 times harder with my magic and everything. And we also find out in this one of the people that they work with, Loki, is actually the Leo constellation stick, and the reason he is dying and like breaking up with all the girlfriends that he has is because the last celestial witch he worked with, she was abusive, and he ended up locking away all of the other zodiac's keys, which is why Lucy hasn't been able to find them. And I absolutely love that we get to see more of Lucy's powers. Again, 5 out of 5 stars. Can't wait to read the next one. I then read another Christmas romance, and that is The Holiday Switch by Tiff Marcello. I give this a 3 out of 5 stars. We follow a girl named Lila. She lives in Holly, New York, and they are a Christmas town. She works at this like bed and breakfast that was in this very famous Christmas movie, and she runs a secret book blog, so she's a bookworm. But she was so freaking annoying. So her parents never wanted their children to have social media because when the father's business shut down and they ended up having like a GoFundMe. People like turned on them and was like, oh, but like, did you set this fire so you could just have money because all the kids that you have, because you know they're Spanish and Filipino. So she goes behind her parents' back, builds the book blog without their permission, and she ends up falling for her boss's nephew, Teddy, who's only there to get away from his parents because his parents don't talk to his aunt. And it was more like family drama than it was holiday, and I didn't enjoy how annoying Lila was. So again, 3 out of 5 stars. It wasn't one of my favorites. I then bought and read Lore Olympus Volume 1 by Rachel Smith. This is the Webtoons bind up that we follow Hades and Persephone, and I absolutely love this. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. I absolutely love the artwork. I love the mythology. So the original Hades and Persephone telling is that Hades kidnapped Persephone when she was in a garden, but in this one she is like a 19-year-old girl staying with Artemis with the promise of her mate of remaining a maiden and all of that, and it was just amazing. Trigger warnings for rape in one of the chapters. Apollo does end up raping Persephone, and I do wonder how Hades is going to react to that, but like I said, 5 out of 5 stars. Can't wait for the rest of the bind ups. And then again bought and read Lumberjanes Volume 20 End of Summer. This is the final volume in this series, and it makes me so sad. So the gray stuff is still spreading. The girls are trying to make the best about everything. They end up getting the help from Diane and the gods again to help defeat what is going on. I am so sad to say goodbye to these girls that I started reading like 2 years ago. It just makes me so unbelievably sad. Can you sit down? It makes me so unbelievably sad, but I love this a lot, and I gave this, I think, a 4 or 5 out of 5 stars. And then the 9th and final book that I read this month is The Sea Witch by Katie Roberts. This is the 4th book, I believe, in the Wicked Villain series, and I gave this a 3 stars. I absolutely did not enjoy this. I did not like this at all, and that is very shocking. These are basically smutty retellings of the Disney Prince and Princesses. So this one follows Zuriel instead of Ariel, and she is going into Carver City to try to trick the sea witch Ursa into helping her free Alaric, who is Eric. But the entire time, Ursa and Alaric are in a relationship, and they are doing everything in their power to make Zuriel look like the bad guy. So when she does end up trying to go home to Olympus, Triton won't take her back. I did not enjoy this. A 3 out of 5 stars. Hopefully the last book is better than this. So those are all of the books that I read in December. Hopefully I can try to read as much in January. I am in a bit of a reading slump, but hopefully that will change now. I'll be hopefully leaving you 2 videos here you guys should go check out. I try to post twice a week, and I'll hopefully see you guys very soon with a book haul. Bye guys.